Higher elevation comes with time. To free up a man, got to free up his mind. Know if you shall seek, then you shall find. You want a revolution, but you need a revelation. Before the move comes the meditation.
Yo, it's Thursday. Man, it's trash day. But
it's trash day, baby.
Trash day. And it's also one of a kind. With who? It's with Polish Prince, no. Matt Byrne, no. Robbie V, I think it's RV.
All the above.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you froze, bro.
I froze? No. Are
you frozen? Okay.
I'm on.
Yeah,
man, I did a good intro. It's Rob Van Dam. Hi, everybody.
Now you froze like this.
Oh, did I? What point?
It wasn't for that long, though.
Okay.
I think it was your other hand. Oh. Anyway, happy fucking Thursday, dude. It is trash day indeed.
Mm-hmm. Man.
Yes,
yeah.
How you is? Oh, you froze again. Dude, is this one of those weird solar flare days?
Oh, so we're getting some freezing happening. Retro. Wonder what that's about.
You're freezing. Knock it off.
Dang it, what the heck? What the heck? It must be on my side this time too, I think.
I'll give you 3 more freezes and I'm slamming the laptop shut.
Slamming.
Oh no, and then these frozen. There's one, dude.
Still freezing. Dang it. I'll be right back. Dude. I'll be right back. I'm gonna exit and enter back in. Dang it.
You got a plan? All right. See you soon. You frozen. Time to light up a doobie. Spark them if you got them. Smoke them. I always say smoke them. I always say spark them, and they always say smoke them. They meaning Dominic DeAngelo.
Hey, am I back?
Hey, now there's 2 of you.
What the heck? We're removing.
Okay.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, so far.
Hey, sweet. Okay.
So far, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't be freezing on me and shit.
I don't want to be freezing. I'm freezing up here in Pittsburgh. It's a little cold, but other than that, I don't want to be freezing on here. So.
It's going to be cold in Indianapolis, isn't it? I didn't even think about that.
Let's take a look at the temps. I'm gonna do a quick Google, figure it out. What's your guesstimate? It should be pretty cold.
Barbie, you don't want to be on podcast?
Come on, Barbie. What would it be for temperature wise?
It's not going to be shorts and tank top weather. I'm
Definitely
sure. Not like it is here in LV. You're freezing.
Dang it, freezing.
No.
What is going on? Son of a bee sting. Okay. I'm going to exit one more time. Hopefully this will work. Hopefully it'll work. 1 second.
Sorry, people. We're having technical difficulties. There's RVD. He ain't frozen. Shit. RVD know what he's doing. 'Let's- 'Doing. 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 'Let's- ' if it's going to be like that every few seconds, I'm afraid it's going to be too annoying to continue. So we'll find out soon enough if this show's going to work or not. Otherwise, maybe we got to do it Monday or something. Maddie, Mr. Marijuana, I'm going to message you on Only Wrestlers tonight. About me making it to the post office and making up the wait for you, making it up for you, making it up to you. Hey,
My back.
You are so far.
So far, so good.
Yeah, I must admit I'm rather skeptical from your previous.
Too.
Okay.
On my internet, I plugged it back in. I did all the basic troubleshooting, so let's see what happens. Hopefully it works.
Okay.
Yes. Let's see. Get your questions in if you have questions. Use the super chat. Always helps out to support the show. But if you haven't yet, be sure to sign up for onlywrestlers.com. Some good stuff cooking over there. Rob, any updates that you want to give or anything like that regarding the site?
Yes, we are putting together a hell of a card for OWA's first show on March 20th in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Gonna try to raise some funds, try and put some stuff together for an auction. It's pretty star-packed card it's looking like right now. Let's see, where is a poster? There's like my guy is like so good at my partner at making the posters that like he sends out like 4 new ones every day, it seems like. But we got some of those guys that I don't know how to name, but anyway, Chris Masters and Fonzie and Charlie Haas, haven't seen him in a while.
Ooh, nice.
And Neon Girl, Katie Forbes, Luke Hawks, the Back Seat Boys, I think they're called.
Oh yeah, aren't they in the
JCW?
JCW, yeah.
Jeff Tony, yeah, he's also in Ricky Morton's kid, Kerry Martin, Chris, Brian Cage, Joe Bruce, others that I'm not exactly sure what all their names are, but here's what I'm looking at though to point out. But ooh, someone just messaged me. Oh, new subscription came in. Bam.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's March 20th. So we're stoked. Things are tightening up. The fans are going to have voting power to decide a couple of the matches, who's wrestling who. And I think Katie's one of them, right? I think they're going to vote on who you going to wrestle, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. And, we're starting out. We grow from here.
And Seth will be there too. You can play somebody in the ring with the theme song.
Yes.
I like it. Excited. Our worlds colliding. Everybody's worlds colliding on here. So it'll be fun times. Be sure to sign up at onlywrestlers.com and be sure to check it out. Lots of cool stuff. I also saw that Matt Riddle just created an account on there too. So.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Yeah. He's already got. I got to message him and tell him that he's already gotten subscribers like that are pouring in, and we just saw him last weekend at Nick Hogan's wedding.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw you. There was a little video you guys posted having a real American beer and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was a little questionable moment on how that might make Hulk look, and we talked about it, posted it. And I only read like less than 10% of the comments. So it was like 400, and I probably read like 20 or so. And there was just a couple that saw it the way we were afraid they would on Hulk. So we decided to go ahead and take it down, which I've only done like once that I can remember one time. But anyway, it's not a big deal. But Bam Margera, he hangs out at a bar. The person left to him is drinking. Person right to him is drinking. He's okay. But for the fans, they want to think that he's like struggling inside because they feel like they're closer to him from watching the reality show, and they know, his journey. And so, they're gonna put heat on Hulk when in fact he's fine. He was in a good mood, having fun. Bam. Anyway, saw Matt Riddle there. Talked about the Hines crime family. They put his phone number out also. I guess the word is dox.
Yeah, they dox you now. That's what it's called. I think like if they put your phone number out, if they put your address out.
Have you ever heard of anybody in the wrestling business putting the information out of one of the wrestlers and then trying to continue in the business and just doing it to be a spiteful asshole? That's the only reason.
There's that's so unprofessional. And it's like, and especially if you're a promoter, like what the fuck are you doing?
And so, what we're talking about here, Bad Business Bobby Fulton, he puts his own phone number out. Do you have that one to show?
I have that one. Yes, I do.
He puts his own phone number out and he says, anybody call me, I'd be happy to talk to you. Okay. There you go. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Okay, that one is, are you guys doxing Van Dam? No, this one, yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, there he put it right there.
So he puts his number out, invites anybody to call him, and then all I did was repost this and then show the next one.
Is it the one I just showed or the other one?
No, the other one, the one before that. It's a smaller one. Their one.
Yeah.
This is what he posts. Call and text RVD today. He loves talking to his fans. Since he put Bobby Fulton, Jimmy Hines' number out, 2 can play games. He put his own number out. That's how full of shit he is.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think that Bobby's a nice guy. He had me fooled too. He's really not. He's a horrible fucking person. And that's what I learned. And I got along with him great for the better part of 2 years. He paid me my fee each and every single time. And then after WrestleMania, when Dildo shorted me, I just want to talk about Bobby now because it's easy to understand why everyone hates Dildo. The guy's a future mass shooter, for sure, at Chillicothe Middle School, just waiting to happen, waiting to explode. Is there anybody that has met him that can't picture him doing that? But anyway, it's easy to see he's stupid, whatever. But the dad has people fooled into thinking he's really a good guy. He just backs up his son too much. That's what I thought, But then it's like one night he's buying me a porterhouse saying, enjoy, like about 20 times. Like I am enjoying it. Thank you. And earlier that day, and by the way, here's something else about how crazy he is. I saw a message, and I can put it up, but I didn't go through and pick it out of the plethora of screenshots and messages that have been sent to me over the last week or two. But there's one where Bad Business Bobby says that Rob me that I have the dates wrong. And he can prove it. He's got evidence. The problem with that is I've never once even mentioned a date.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is this guy talking about? But I will mention him now. And I did before I did this show, I did that Monty and Ferrara show.
Yeah.
Farrah Fawcett. Ferrara.
Is it Pharaoh?
Pharaoh. I think it is Pharaoh. Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew I was close, but not right there. Anyway, but I did mention these dates on there as well. So there's the WrestleMania week where Dildo screwed me. Forget about that. Moving forward, Bobby on June 22nd in Mississippi, after the convention, he's having a talk. We're in the van, him and Christy, me, Katie, and Bobby saying, man, we gotta come up with something different, maybe some kind of split or something because I keep losing money. And I said, no, the answer is easy, just quit booking me. I'll boom, you're done losing money. I said, I don't take a risk with the promoter. I just work on the guarantee.
Yeah.
You know, rather be home if you're not interested. Was, by the way, Monty and Pharaoh asked earlier, but they never gave me a chance to answer how I felt about. No, I guess I did answer that. When they, you know, like, my value is just, that's what it's worth for my time. If you can't make money off of paying me that, then just don't book me. No problem.
Sure.
No feelings. But now when you read Bobby's bullshit story of what happened, he said, we won't be able to use you anymore if you don't come down. And he says that I said, it's not for me to lose, it's for the promoters to lose. Of course, I didn't say that. I say the same thing I always say to anybody that asks me about my guarantee. You know, I don't negotiate. That's what my time's worth. I don't want to take a risk with the promoter. So you got to have the money first. And the reason that I'm able to get money first is because of my reputation.
Right.
So here's where Bobby fucked up. See, Bobby came after somebody with a fucking an impeccable record. And he wants to just say, I'm bullshit. I'm a piece of trash. And I don't even know where I got on his bad side. He shorted me. So anyway, that was June 22nd when I said, hey, you know, let's just cancel the rest of the schedule, the rest of the year, no problem. And he said, no, I don't want to do that. I'll be more selective about what I bring you to. Then the next day on the 23rd, he shorts me. He says, you know, I owe you that money. I owe you that money from before, right? I said, yeah. He said, well, I owe you a little bit from tonight too, but I'll give it all to you like on the next one because it's going to be big in Cleveland. Then on August 23rd in Cleveland at WrestleCon, when it comes time to pay me, he says, this is all I got. It's not your whole thing for today even. But I'm done. I quit. I lost too much money. What do you mean you quit? Like you owe me that, or I don't have it. I'm done. I quit. I'm done. So that was the conversation in Cleveland on August 23rd. Then it turns out he didn't quit at all. He's still just running, scamming people. And then the worst part for me is when I mention it, he says I'm lying about it. How fucking dare he? What a scumbag piece of shit to shorten people on the money. He knows what my guarantee is. He paid it every time, 40 times in a row, and then shorted me, and then shorted me again. And then when I mention it, now I'm a piece of trash. I'm making it up, not worth half the money. Boom, boom, boom. And of course, Dildo going off. Oh, he's a drug addict. He takes big breaks, blah, blah. They're both horrible people. It's not just Dildo. They want to bury talent, and that's how they feel powerful. And there's a quote I got, along with my many other screenshots and messages I got Dildo saying, I'll bury talent in a hurry because that's the best way to hurt him. And the thing is, he got everything from fucking Bad Business Bobby, all right? The demon did not fall far from the fucking scarecrow.
Yeah.
And no, not at all. Bobby is a horrible person. He had me fooled. I thought he was a good guy. And then as soon as you just like a comment from someone that he doesn't like, that he thinks is his competitor, that's out to get him, and then all of a sudden, you're the worst piece of shit in the world. Like, what a fucking lowlife. So anyway, we talked enough about it last week for you listeners to have caught my gist, my story, my truth. Since then, as an update, Dildo is supposedly gone from the business. Bobby's been seen selling RVD Funko Pops at some table, but he canceled his show in Chillicothe, Ohio. I'm here to tell Bobby, you told me you quit. I'm holding you to it. So you're done. You are done. You lie, you steal, you cheat, you suck. And I'm kicking you out of the business. I'm not letting you pop your head up with the next scam. As soon as you think you got your next sponsor hooked in that's going to give you money to run a show, I'm going to release some stories. I have so many stories from so many people, wrestlers, fans, people that knew them their whole life from Chillicothe. So many stories from what these horrible people have done, fucking with people the whole life. Now, here's the thing about going after me. That was a mistake. I'm honest. See, I don't lie. And if you don't believe me, it's because you probably don't have honesty in your bubble that you live in. And I expect that from most people. I live in a world where most of the wrestlers, when they're on the road, they cheat on their spouses. I, because I need to respect myself, I chose not to do that, even when I was with the wrong person for like 18 years. And she didn't respect me. She didn't trust me. She didn't think I was being faithful, but I wanted to respect myself. So you're not going to find one fucking rumor pop out about me being unfaithful to that bitch. And Katie's got nothing to worry about because I would never do anything to hurt her. And I respect her so much. I think she deserves the best. And we think that about each other. And it's really great. A lot of people don't have that in their bubble. So they think, well, as soon as someone says they're shooting you straight, they're lying. Maybe in your world. But I'm telling you, I used to tell people I was Jean-Claude Van Damme's cousin in the early 90s because pro wrestler Ron Slinker told me to say that. And he gave me the name. And I still kind of feel bad about it. I still feel like I want an apology to all those people from way back then. And I was just doing what I was told. I do believe in exceptions, but I don't know what an exception would be where I would lie. I have too much respect for history. We're living tomorrow's history. Scumbags like the Hines crime family don't give a fuck about honesty. They don't give a fuck about changing their history. They just want everything to fit their narrative so they can keep on scamming. And so people that think I'm above this, I'm not above it. I'm totally going to be calling them out every time they put another scam together.
Well, yeah. I mean, even in just this short time since last week, I've been getting just several messages about bad business, Bob.
Save them because it's only a matter of time before that scarecrow pops his head up out of the grave again and starts talking like he's going to start making money and scamming people. And we're going to bury him with all these stories. There's so many, and they're so offensive that they could do this to everybody in any of their communities, whether it's inside the wrestling business or even right there in Chillicothe, Ohio. They don't give a fuck. They just use everybody. As soon as they're done using you, you're a piece of trash.
Well, that's the crazy thing about it too, is like you're doxing talent online is, how is that going to help your reputation and put you, I'm going to trust this promoter to not only do this, but pay me and, do all this. You lose the trust immediately. Like doing
on the other show, they said that Kevin Nash said, hey, he hasn't had a problem with them. What do I think about that? Hey, if you haven't had a problem with them and you can still get paid, I wouldn't tell you not to get paid by them. I'm not vindictive and fucking retaliatory like them. That's in their bubble. They think everyone that lives around them is out to hurt them, all the other wrestling companies. And so anyway, Sabu and Fonzie both told me that the Hines crime family thought they were booked. And then they said the Hines crime family unbooked them and said, we just figured that you wouldn't want to work with us since Rob's upset about us. That makes no sense in my world. That's your world. Yeah. I would never say, hey, don't go and get paid. And if Kevin hasn't got screwed by them, good for you, Kevin. My answer to that is I wasn't screwed by them either until I was. And so it's only a matter of time. And, just wait. They'll be putting Kevin's number out next. Soon as he likes a comment from somebody across the border, competition, horrible. So anyway, Big Time Wrestling is closed. It's done. It's buried. And, we got the Reverend. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Bad Business Bobby Fulton also sometimes puts on the tie because one of his scams is a man of the church. And we got him to say a few words about the situation about his big time wrestling, not to be confused with the awesome one in California and the one in the Northeast. No, but the one that Bobby stole from Sheik, who would be so embarrassed at everything you've done, especially putting your everyday challenged kid in tights and putting him in the ring. You like the business? You have respect for the business? Fuck no, you scumbag. But he did have enough respect to leave us a few words. If y'all don't mind, just out of respect for Bobby Fulton's big time wrestling, Bad Business Bobby, and Dildo Hines's participation as well. If you would all join me just for a quick moment and join us with Reverend Bobby Fulton for a prayer. Bobby, you got some words?
Bobby Fulton, your buddy Bobby. I just want to let you know, I tried to tell Dylan what a little bit low down piece of shit you was from the get-go. But we found out again and again and again. You're fucking banned permanently from any fucking shows. I see you around, it will be a fucking problem. You feel me? I hope you do. You're nothing but a fucking thief. Come around those shows, try to show autographs and shit. You're a low-life, egg-sucking, cop-sucking motherfucker, and that comes straight out of the Bible. You feel me? Goodbye. You come around, it's going to be a sad day for you, fuckhead.
Wow, beautiful.
God bless Bad Business, Reverend Bobby
What a
Fulton.
sermon. My goodness. Jeez. Stand-up guy right there, Bobby Fulton.
So, let me tag on a little more insight, because sometimes people tune in here and appreciate my perspective, right? My values that I stand for and appreciate, I share them with you guys. It's RVDology, so I'm very open about it. My integrity to me is important. I have to respect myself. And so that's why I'm so honest. See, when somebody wants me to wrestle, I get all the money up front. And nobody has to worry about me disappearing with the money, because in 35 years, if anything ever does happen, I send the money right back. Like I did to the guy in Kentucky when Bobby Fulton said, "Oh, no, you're working for that guy? Oh, he always tries to ruin our shows. I don't know why. He hates us. They're bad people, Rob. Like, it'd really mean a lot to me if you canceled." And I ended up giving the guy his money back. We talked about that. That's the guy that burnt the RVD action figures. I told Zombie Sailor that he could make an RVD action figure, and then Mattel told me, no, they can't. And I gave him his money back. And I've always done that. There was a crappy promoter from Virginia that booked me, and then never had a deposit, couldn't send it, set off all the alarms. And I knew that the show was going to be a disaster. So I ended up backing out way ahead of time. And the guy said that he spent money on my airplane ticket. I reached in my pocket and paid for the plane ticket. So I actually went in the hole just to reimburse him. Wow. Because he was trying to put everything on me and say Rob Van Dam left with all the money, which I never got $1. Anyway, the show was a shit show, and the guy killed himself.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And Tommy Dreamer wanted to kill him, and he says, "Hey, karma's a bitch." And you know what? Karma is taking care of me right now. By everyone sending me their wonderful experiences with the Hines crime family, and karma is taking care of Dildo and of Bobby as well. And the thing is, Bobby is so stupid that even though karma gave him throat cancer, he's smoking cigarettes.
Wow.
He just can't lose. It's all about winning, isn't it, Bobby? Fuck the truth. Fuck what's right. You do whatever you got to do to keep your name up high, at least in your fucking household. You guys suck. And here's something about your sermon. You rob, you steal, you cheat. You, Bobby Fulton, can go to hell. And that really is in the Bible. You feel me? I hope you do.
Man,
Make a clip of that, would you?
Absolutely.
I hope that goes viral.
Yep. My God. Yeah, just awful stuff, awful practices.
Horrible people.
Not good. You know, it's a crazy business, wrestling in the first place, but for somebody that's Bobby Fulton had a name and he's just basically pissed all over.
Tommy Rogers carried him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. Tommy Rogers carried him, and he made some TV appearances and shit. People nowadays don't remember who he is, and I don't want to sink off into just getting into irrelevant insults, but that is part of what's fun about this whole thing. And what's great is like some of the comments from fans are like, I've never seen RVD pissed. You know, when you got RVD this mad that you've done something bad. And like, I know they just picture me going, grrr. Every once in a while I write grrr. You know,
I'm so mad.
This is me getting mad. But then again, they also say that I'm baked the whole time. And so this is me mad and this is me baked.
Right.
So there you go.
Well, I did want to follow up. So did it like, how did he get the name Big Time Wrestling from the Sheik? Did he just use it? And
I have no idea, but it's the Sheik's territory, actually. My first match ever way back in 90 was in Toledo, Ohio.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's where the Sheik was running. And it was going to be an outside show. It got rained in. It was at the Toledo Speedway. It ended up being indoors. But, you know, I always remember that was Ohio was his territory. So I would imagine that Bad Business Bobby just waited till Sheik was done, probably dead, and then just thought, hey, maybe I can scam people into thinking that I'm associated with the original deal.
Wow, man, that's crazy. Ugh.
Probably saying, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yep. As Rob said, their March show is canceled. It's no longer available, so don't be going to that one. And yeah, the reception that I've been seeing online too is like people have been thanking Rob for what you've been doing with it and like calling them out on that shit and you know, airing that laundry.
I have so many messages on Facebook and other platforms as well, but so many screenshots, audio messages. They've been doing this for a long, long time. They're horrible, horrible people. And it's almost like a cult leader. Like as soon as like someone, like if Bobby finds out that someone he knows hung out with someone that he didn't like, you know, or something. That's what that was. That sermon.
Yeah.
You know what that was about?
What?
That's him yelling at Mike Thompson because Mike Thompson posted a poster from a different wrestling promotion on his social media.
Wow.
That's why he was a piece of shit to Bobby. That's how he is. I'm telling you, I want everyone to know now that I know what he's all about. Not a good person, total piece of shit. And I got the text messages I can show you, you know.
Yeah.
I can show you, right? You know, fuck. If you don't, I don't know if you believe me or if you want to, or if you just want to see it or whatever, but total piece of shit. And that was like, that's one of like so many. Bobby says that he would like him to take it down. And anyway, you say something and I'll find it, dude.
Yeah.
So
no,
many.
yeah. I think we got to see a lot of different. I've met Bobby maybe a couple times ago. And yeah, like what you were saying, he always seemed like a nice guy, but what you were seeing from him and then obviously Dylan and stuff like that, not a good reputation. And yeah, there's several talents I've seen speak out about it. And a lot of people that do, you know, the vendor stuff or the promoting stuff on themselves said relayed some things to me as well. So it's pretty crazy how I'm glad this caught wind and people written articles about it. SlamWrestling.net has covered it pretty thoroughly, it seemed. And then, so there's some stories online if you guys need to check it out. But we also have a clip on here too. You can check out RVD TV, where it's a nearly an hour discussion from 2 different episodes of Rob talking about this. And then now you get this one too. So lots of coverage of that. So just buyer beware when it comes to the Hines crime family.
Yeah, man, they're seriously, there's like so many messages that, you know, it's hard to find. And I thought about putting them all out, you know, and like stitch them together or whatever, but I'm gonna pace it. So that soon as Bad Business Bobby has his hooks into another potential. There we go. Mike Thompson. I knew he wanted me to get this message out. He's messaging me right now because he knows that I'm.
Oh, is he tuning in right now?
Yeah, but I don't know if what he sent me is okay. Thank you, Mike Thompson. Watching this live, and Dildo said nobody watches this like they do his show.
Is that what he's...
That is actually in a text message, which I have messages also between me and Dildo or me and Bad Business Bobby on top of everyone else's. But yeah, Mike Thompson, you know, he was like wanting me to show this, you know, like, dude, where's mine? When I was reposting a bunch of them, I got so many. But look, this is after Reverend Bobby's sermon. That was a voicemail that he left. I don't know, Mike Thompson's voicemail, because Mike Thompson posted a poster that wasn't Bobby's that was wrestling. So all of a sudden he's a piece of shit. He told Dildo, you know, the guy was trash, all this shit. So then afterwards, when he posted the audio up, here's what Reverend Bobby says to him. Mike, man to man, I'm going to ask you to take that voicemail down. I apologize. I shouldn't have left it. Well, had a good day. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for understanding. And Mike says it's never coming down. It will be up forever to show everyone what type of person you really are. So that's how I feel as well. Now that I know what a scumbag Bobby is, I'm letting everybody know, you know, and if you can still work for him and get paid, do it, you know, but good luck. You know, we work for fucking a lot of low moral people in this industry, you know, that are paying us. And then anyway, Bobby says, that's quite okay and fine with me. We all have good moments and bad moments. Wish you well in all you do. So tries to be a baby face. He's like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have shown Mike Thompson what a real asshole I am yet. Maybe I should keep the nice guy thing going for a little while. I wonder if it's too late to turn around. Well, it was too late to turn it around. Bad Business Bobby. You already exposed yourself, and I'm going to keep exposing you until you disappear. That's my goal.
Boom. There it is. Heck yeah. Buyer beware. Watch out, everybody. So there you go. Good stuff, Rob. Thanks for sharing. And yeah, I think it's definitely like you're handling it the right way when it comes to this stuff. So yeah. And I know,
by the way, nothing that he says makes sense. And when they're trying to say Rob's upset because he's not getting the work anymore and we were paying him a lot and I'm sure he misses the money. What a joke. What a joke. They didn't give me anything. I worked for it and they didn't even give me, you know, what they hired me to do in the end. But anyway, no one in the business thinks that I'm out there trying to get booked more than I am. I'm not an easy guy to reach or to book or to get return messages from. And that's for a reason. So they just all around picked on the on the wrong guy. And they were never exclusive anyway. You know, I worked that shot in Mississippi where Bobby stiffed me on paying Dildo's stiff, and then said he's going to be exclusive and only, you know, bring me on shows he can afford after that. After that, I went and I wrestled, and I wrestled or signed. I went to Buffalo. Someone else brought me in there. I went to Montreal. Someone else brought me into there. I went to Albany, different promoter. He was never like, you know, like my guy or anything.
Yeah.
They were just, yeah. So there's another thing that is just so stupid about them. And then August 23rd was when I went back to work for them because they said the WrestleCon in Cleveland, it'll be a big enough show to bring you in and give you your fee. And you know, if you don't think I'm worth my fee, don't bring me in. That's settled. That's it.
It's that simple.
No offense. I'd rather be home.
Yeah, right.
He's so full of shit. And honesty and integrity is not in his bubble. It doesn't exist in his mind. He doesn't think any of the other promoters around the area have decency. He thinks they're just as vindictive as he is. And in fact, he's the biggest low-life asshole there is out there.
Yeah, bad stuff. And in a business where wrestling is like, a business that's birthed off the carnival grounds, if you're acting like that, you're definitely doing some low rent carny shit right there. So
come work for me. I'll pay your phone number out.
Yeah, that's his new tagline.
Yeah.
I'll air out your phone number. We have some super chats. Maddie asks, what would Triple H or Vince think of Bad Business Bobby or Dildo, you're fired? So
yeah, trust me, they wouldn't want his scammy ass anywhere near their professional corporation. There's a reason he never was in WWE. Tommy Rogers could carry him so far back in the day, and he hopefully lived his dream of an American country farm boy trying to scam people out of their hard-earned money, so far. But I understand he's done with that now. No, they wouldn't want him in WWE ever. He's from a time, when I told you that I used to tell people I was Jean-Claude Van Damme's cousin, back then, in that time period, it was like almost okay to lie. If you were told to lie, say you're from Russia, or whatever, that was the time that I know Bobby from. He was scamming back then in 93, 94. And the thing is, he just never changed. So I eventually became honest and said, man, sorry, everyone in Hazelhurst, Georgia, and Baxley, Georgia, and Claxton, and all these little towns that I told you I was Jean-Claude's cousin, but really we're only related through Adam and Eve, just like you and I. But anyway, he just never changed, and he's still using those same carny methods that he used back in the early 90s to try to squeeze an extra dollar out of every fan that he could, and he's still that same guy, but he's got no standards. He's, you know what I mean? Like he thrives by preying on his own communities.
It's crazy. Scumbag stuff. Maddie also adds that his open challenge is still out for Bad Business Bobby and Dildo. If you weren't here last week, Maddie challenged them to a bush fight. So, go back and tune into that.
I see myself, Dad.
Yep. And then Maddie also asked, Rob, your shirt, where did you get it? And he says he packed the bowl. Eat, sleep. What else does it say on there? Eat, sleep.
It says,
eat, sleep, smoke, repeat.
And then obviously this must be where it came from.
Evergreen Organics.
Yeah, with an X.
With an X.
Yes.
Good stuff. He also says, RVD, fucking gangster, my bro. And then on, he booked his flight from Arizona to California for the OW event too. So he's going too. Jem the Don.
Oh, no shit.
Hell nice. Yeah. Awesome.
Hey, dude, that's awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun. I almost had to leave from LA that night or the next day because somebody wanted me to wrestle in Ireland and do an appearance in England. But now that's going to be moved. So we'll talk about that soon when it gets rebooked. But, man, I got to say, as far as like anyone that's wondering how inconvenient it was to have my phone number posted, it barely fucking even mattered. Like, it didn't move the needle. Like, again, he picked the wrong person to do that to too, because I never answer my phone. When I don't know the number, 0% of the time, I never answer it. There's not a voicemail that identifies you got the right number. Eventually, people are just going to give up.
Yeah.
And they probably were laughing. He was probably losing straw out of his scarecrow ass fucking little fucking throat with the handkerchief. Anyway, my name is Bobby. I shouldn't smoke. You remember those commercials with the hole
I
in the
do. Oh yeah.
cigarettes? It's gonna be bad business, Bobby, because he's still puffing on the cancer sticks.
That's crazy. That
shows you how smart the guy is and how much respect he has for himself. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Oh no, we were just mentioning Maddie. He was booking. Jem the Don booked his flight for Only Wrestlers for March 20th.
Yeah. How did I get off of that? All right, cool. Yeah. So, boom. That's going to be exciting. I don't remember how we got off there and went on to Bobby, but it'd be cool to see you there. And I got a wrestling outfit that I think I'm going to pull out and donate. I'm trying to find out if we can have the auction online with the Only Wrestlers at the same time as in the building. And,
that'd be neat.
Got a little bit of time. I don't like getting rid of my outfits, as fans know. But, what a great cause, though, to try to help get some positive vibes going for all the victims of the California fires.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Definitely get that. Yeah, that's such a good thing to do right now. I know the music industry is doing that big concert tomorrow, I think it is, and they're airing it on CBS or something like that. So,
they're probably going to raise way more money than we will, but
maybe
we're trying.
Yeah. They got the Sting from the Police. You could get Sting from AEW.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right, we got some super chats in here. Seth just adds, "You can't con an honest John" is an old adage. That's appropriate
I like
for the
that.
story.
I like that. And how dare he even think he has the fucking ability to and is entitled to try to tarnish my reputation that all of my actions go towards building,
Yeah. Well, you've accrued a reputation that's good, and so him trying to do that,
impeccable.
And so him trying to do that just makes him look worse.
It does. I know, and I understand that, but I'm still offended by the fact that he's done this to so many people.
Yeah.
They just let it slide. You know what I mean? All the shit they were saying about Sabu trying to trash his reputation as if this was 8 years ago, or something when things were different. And no, I'm not standing for it. Fuck that. They won't get one person to stand behind them, you know what I mean? And say, RVD is full of shit. Because in their world, though, in their bubble, they don't know that honesty is a real thing. So I don't expect them to understand it.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Scumbags.
Scumbag stuff. D Villain Squared Circle Oracle. Thanks for the $2. He says, "Appreciate you both and the truth." Rumble picks. Who's your Rumbles picks? I'll say real quick. I think CM Punk will win the men's, and then I think Charlotte Flair will win the women's. That's my early predictions there. So
nice.
Yeah. Where do you think RVD's going the distance?
I'm gonna go John Cena in the men's, and name a WWE female wrestler, maybe. In Raw or SmackDown or one of them. Lash Legend.
Ooh, what a wild card that would be. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I like that. That'd keep somebody on their toes. So there you go. Good stuff.
Is Kaylani in it?
Ooh,
my understudy, my protege.
Yeah, she very well could. What they do with the Rumble is like they'll bring NXT people up there, so she could be definitely a possibility to be in the Rumble for sure.
Cool.
That'd be awesome.
We'll be there.
Hell yeah. Botello 817. Do you still have Ghost Rider singlet? Do you still have the Ghost Rider singlet?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
I think there's two different ones, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong.
I remember the one you came out. That one was a really cool one. I think it was a black one, and it had his skull like right on the front of it or something like that. I can't remember that. I think you wore that in WWE once or something like that. I was looking at pictures the one time.
I'm thinking Joe made a second one time to surprise me on top of that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Let's see. New York City Uggs. Thanks for the $5. RVD, you are mine and most fans' favorite wrestler. Who are your top 5 all-time favorites?
Wow. Well, let me see who comes to mind here. Bruno Sammartino.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's at my top 5 too.
Yeah, he's the man.
You know.
I mean, it depends on, like what perspective. If I'm looking at like biggest stars, that from there, I'm gonna say The Rock, John Cena, Hulk Hogan.
Your own personal 5, I think he's meeting now.
Well,
and I know you don't like favorites.
I don't know. Like, let's say, who did I like?
Lenny Poffo?
Well, I mean, yeah, he was okay. So my favorites, out of my favorites that I ever had, I would say Lenny Poffo, Owen Hart. I'm going to say Hercules because he's on my mind right now. And I watched the match between Brian Cage and Will Ospreay yesterday.
Yeah.
And man, he reminds me of Hercules for a lot of reasons. And except he's actually, of course, way more jacked than. But at that time, we hadn't seen anyone that looked like Brian Cage. But he comes across like a Greek god to me. Just watching him perform out there, he's so strong and so jacked, and he looks like he should be He should be really hard to beat. Let me put it that way. He looks like he should be fucking on top, crushing the competition. Anyway, it reminded me a lot of Hercules, and I was for a while there as a fan. I was behind Hercules, and I loved it when Bobby Heenan was managing him. Did I name 5 yet?
That's so you had so was Bruno in your 5, or is it
Bruno? He is now.
He is now, okay. And now
Sabu.
Okay, hey Sabu, there we go.
Go from a different perspective. Okay, how about from me and the guys that I wrestled? Who are my favorites?
Ooh.
Going from there, we'll say Sabu, Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy, maybe Christian.
Nice. Would Jerry be one?
Jerry, thank you. See, that's why they're not easy to answer because I know my answer is going to be different in a few minutes when I think about it. But that's my answer. Yeah,
those are good ones.
Both Jerry.
He's the man. He's teaching. So he's with Conrad Thompson this weekend, and he's doing like a fantasy wrestling camp for some of the subscribers of Conrad's channel. So that's pretty
cool.
Yeah. So that's
for the subscribers. So fans are going to see Jerry doing a wrestling training camp.
Yeah, it's like I think how they do it is they kind of book a mini show that features the subscribers and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a fantasy camp or something that they do. Okay. So, could be interesting. Let's see. We got some more super chats in here. Want to make sure Frankie had a good question here. How did you create the Van Daminator and Terminator? And then he said one-man gang throughout the special brace needed to heal his leg on the plane ride back from Japan. Oh, interesting. So he threw it out, just tossed it out. How'd you create the Van Terminator and Van Daminator, Rob?
Well, so before my first match in ECW, I was thinking about adjusting to this hardcore, grungy, dark style of adult entertaining wrestling. It was a really big change from being down in the South where Bad Business Bobby Fulton would wrestle me and I would say, "Come on, everybody," and the crowd would get going behind us. And then he could say, stop it, boo. I mean, that was like such a simpler kind of match in that respect to work than going to this intimidating death-defying spectacle where the fans are the most opinionated, studying you, watching for you to slip so they can say, you fucked up, and just, kick your ass with it. So that was like, there was a lot of adjusting, like I had to really shift gears. And before my debut, I was sitting there with a pen and paper trying to come up with some hardcore moves. And I was just thinking, just like always, thinking of moves I hadn't seen before. And one of them, I said, what if I could like throw a chair up and jump up and spin kick it into somebody's face? I never knew that it was going to be my finishing move and win me world championships. It was just one of several moves that I thought of for that first night. And in my mind, I really was thinking more like I would throw it up and I would be fast enough to kick it out of the air without them catching it, but in reality, the timing of it and the flow, obviously, they catch it, before I kick it. Now, that's not the way I envisioned it in my head first, then I had to try it out. And people loved it, it became the Van Daminator, became my finishing move. And then I was just always working on what's the next extreme version of it. I'd throw the chair to Fonzie. Fonzie would throw it to, say, Jerry Lynn, and then I would kick him. Boom. We call that a hot potato. And then I would crotch my opponent on the rope halfway down the ring. And Fonzie would hold the chair over him, and I would jump from the top rope in the corner and get as much distance as I could and kick the chair, before I had to use my feet to brace my fall. And that was fun. And so I slid him down further and further. Pretty soon I was clearing like the whole ring, and I was like, damn, I should just set him down there, fucking boom, drop kick him, and there you go. That's the Van Terminator. The first time I remember trying it was with Roadkill. One time in an arena in the daytime before the show. And then Scotty Riggs, I think, is the first one that I did during a match. At least that's the way I remember it. Broke his nose.
Damn. Jeez. Dude, I remember first witnessing the Van Terminator and it blowing my mind that somebody could actually do that.
Right. Yeah.
It was like,
and now look, so many people can do it. How come no one ever thought of that before? Why does it take a one-of-a-kind like RVD to think of things that no one else has thought of and open up the door for everybody? I don't know. It's part of my mission in life,
That's it. I love it, Rob. Good shit. Maddie asks, have you ever been stoned with Eugene or someone surprising?
I don't think I have with Eugene. I don't know who would surprise you. Well, one time when I was in England, in London, this was during the TNA run, so this was probably 2012, around there, could be 1 year off. But we're in London, and I had a friend there that had the best weed, and it smelled so strong. That's what we call loud in our culture. That shit was so loud. And I got like an ounce, even though it was our last night there. He met me, and I was just like, dude, this is so much to smoke in one night because we're all leaving in the morning. I went to the dressing room, and I was just, I put the weed in my bag, and everybody, one by one, everyone would look in the room and say, holy shit. and it kept getting like more extreme. And then what's your name, dude? D'Lo. Yeah. He goes, he comes in and he says, Rob, he goes, I can smell that down the hallway to the right, all the way down that hallway to the left, all the way down into the gymnasium. And I said, well, it's not smoked, it's just in the bag. No, I know the difference between, smoked weed and in the bag weed. Whoa, holy shit. And I felt like it was a problem. So I ended up going out into the garage where the buses park. And I took this weed and I hit it with the stack of pallets that was out there. Anybody could have smelled it and taken it if they really wanted it. It wasn't any way you could really hide that thing unless you could suffocate it. But anyway, after my matches, I guess I told a few people, and they smelled it. Everyone smelled it anyway, so everyone knew that I had it. But I told them I had so much it was going to be really hard to smoke. And immediately, I don't know if it was right after my match or whenever I got a chance, but I went out in the garage and started like rolling it up and to smoke it right there in the garage. And I had so much support from so many people that surprised me. People that never smoked, but they figured, because they're in England, it's an international thing. It's RVD. A lot of those guys on that TNA roster that I was with in 2012 helped. And the one name that I will drop, because I know he wouldn't mind, and because he amazed me, is Frankie Kazarian. Because he's not even a smoker, but somehow he hung with me the entire night. Joint after joint after joint in the garage. We went to the hotel, smoked the whole room up. It was a big deal. I mean, joint after joint after joint. And I was like, dude, like, how are you managing to do that? And he's like, well, no, I mean, I don't always do this. I said, no, I know. I understand. You're fucking amazing. But that was Frankie Kazarian. And anyway, yeah, as soon as everyone left the hotel room, security came. And I told them, dude, you just missed it. Like, everybody left. Everybody else was smoking, and they said, well, we're going to check the security cameras. And if you tell them the truth and we see that a bunch of people just left here, then you're cool. Otherwise, we're going to come back and talk to you, which I don't know what it matters, but I guess they thought if it was me smoking that much, smoking the whole hotel up, I had heat. But if it was a party and everyone left, apparently I was safe. And that, of course, was the truth. But that definitely had a lot of surprise participants in it.
How about that? Wow, yeah. That's a good one. That's a real good one. I love Frankie Kazarian. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shit, man.
California boy.
California boy. SoCal. Before I forget, I almost I wanted to touch upon, did you watch Maven's apology to you?
No. I knew you were going to bring it up. I didn't really have time to look at it, and I thought that you were going to show it or something anyway, but you didn't bring it to show.
I didn't clip it up. I should have, because it just dawned on me as we were recording. I was like, oh, yeah, that's something we should talk about. Yeah, it's good. We'll touch upon that probably next week then, because it's a fun clip.
Check it out.
Bad. He feels really bad. So we'll have to check that out. Devin Dowling, who's a big admirer and fan.
He gave me nightmares, dude.
Yeah, right. That's what he said. That's what he felt awful about, is that you gave him he gave you nightmares too on top of it. Like, I did not mean to do that. Devin asked if you have any cool Paul White stories.
This one is online. I've told it once, and I was on stage during a Q&A, an evening with RVD or whatever. So forgive me if you've heard this one, but this is what comes to mind. I was in the hotel room, Marriott hotel room, with Paul Heyman and Big Show. I think it's Big Show's room that I think I'm there smoking, but this was 2001 or 2, somewhere in there. Anyway, we were in Texas because the subject was Whataburger, and Paul was saying, "Oh my God, you should have seen what he ate." And I guess Big Show ordered a whole bunch of stuff at Whataburger, and Big Show is way over on the side of his bed like this, you know, the bed in the wall. Big Show's the whole time we're talking, he's leaning like this. Paul is in the next bed, and then I'm in the chair that's at the desk, you know, and three of us are just talking. And then, you know, they start, oh my God, he ate. What did you eat? And they went, you know, like, how many hamburgers did you have? Tell him. And he's like, I like Whataburger, you know? And anyway, it was only like so funny until Big Show started to get up. He's over here leaning, and he goes to get up, and he only gets like a little bit up, and he goes, and then he just like went right back down and no-sold it. Just like nothing happened, you know what I mean? And I looked at Paul, and Paul's going. I go, did you just shit yourself? And he goes, a little bit. And then he just stayed there.
I like Whataburger.
Yeah, I loved him. He used to let me hang out on his bus and smoke. And I saw him also at Nick Hogan's wedding a couple days ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know, Jimmy Har, a lot of guys that you would expect. Not the Nasty Boys, thank God. But it was cool seeing Big Show, and we were talking about that. He used to let me come up on the bus and smoke at the arenas.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he's only been like on a little bit of AEW, but when he's on commentary, he's a good job. He's a good commentator. He does a good job on it. So,
cool.
Yeah,
cool. I like that boy.
I like the Big Show. I marked out pretty big time when he went to the WWF. I was like, oh, it's crazy. The Giants in WWE. That was big news. CJ La Chapelle, thanks for the $5. He says, is RVD a fan of Bailey? Bailey is my favorite female wrestler.
Sure. There was some footage, I think, of her maybe as a fan, as that was. Yeah. I think as a fan with me or something. With me. So I always feel connected like in that way. But also I think she's really good, and she's part of this whole movement, you know, of attention rightfully sliding more towards the ladies than it ever has been. You know, in the last few years, when the girl wrestlers really stepped up their game, I always think of her as being part of that too.
Absolutely, yeah. She was a big proponent of that match she had with Sasha Banks at TakeOver 2 is really, really notable.
By the way, calling out dishonest and sleazy wrestling promoters, that's my Me Too movement, but I'm calling it my Me Too movement. So everybody join that's got your own stories. I'm going to save them. It's for all of us to come out and be heard. This is the Me Too movement.
Hashtag Me Too.
Yeah.
Maddie asks, Italian pizza versus American. Have you tried CBD THC oil? I love it. I call it no F given at all. Oil. No F given oil. How do you adjust to doing the frog splash without belly flopping? Okay, so several questions there. Number one, Italian pizza versus American pizza.
Usually I'm gonna go with American, but I do like them both, and like sometimes it's good to switch it up and get like a deep dish, fucking Italian Chicago style, something like. But yeah, I'm gonna go with American. I like the stuffed crust and weird shit like that, man.
I like good stuffed crust too. Stuffed crust good.
Yeah, we love Pizza Hut. We order it once a week.
Oh, I love the breadsticks at Pizza Hut. Breadsticks are my favorite.
Yeah.
I miss old school Pizza Hut too, where they had the red plastic cups, and takes me back. CBD or THC oil. Do you like it, Rob?
Well, yes, I have tried it. I had my own company, and I had my partners rip me off. And when they ripped me off, I called them out. they disappeared. They never one time called me, never stuck their head up and denied the allegations because they knew it would be ridiculous. They knew they were wrong. This is what I expected when I just mentioned that Bad Business Bobby shorted me on the money. I wasn't offended until afterwards. He said I was full of shit. I was making it up. I'm a piece of trash. Boom, boom, boom. So, you know, he should have just shut the fuck up. But
And you were taking your L.
I would have taken my L, and he would have been able to scam several more people, probably Kevin Nash and Missy Hyatt.
Oh yeah. All right. How do you adjust to doing the frog splash without belly flopping?
Well, if somebody's there to break your fall, you know, like if they roll out of the way, then it's more like a belly flop, and I hate that. You know, that was always suggested way more than I would agree to do it, because that's really the high point of a match. You know, how much higher are you going to get them that, you know, eating out of your hands than when they're boom, 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 yeah, and you go up to the top and they're ready to see it. And sometimes they like to rip the carpet out right then. And so that's the spot, like, the agents were always, you know, thinking like, man, you know, I wonder if you like boom and you missed and then he hit you with his finish. And a lot of times I'd be like, nah, because I wanted to make that more special and not wasted every week. I go for the finish and don't hit it, and, you know, protecting my moves. And also it fucking hurt to miss and to do that belly flop. It would fucking knock the wind out of me sometimes.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it too, because when you think about like, hey, you're protecting your finisher, everybody thinks about like, oh, you don't have people kick out of your finisher. But if you miss hitting your finisher, that's another way that like you're kind of diminishing it in certain ways, because like,
hey, you do it all the time, and you're stupid if you do it all the time and you can't tell when the right time to hit your finish is, you know?
Right. That's really I like that. All right, Seth, thanks for $10. He says, how about top 3 commentators or announcers for you?
Hello, Mr. Seth. Joey Styles.
Yep.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yep.
And I got the first 2 easy. Bobby Heenan.
Boom. Nice. I always found it fascinating how Joey Styles just did it on his own.
Yeah.
Good job by himself.
I've always compared him to Joe Rogan in the way that he educates you while you're watching it by breaking it down. And that's how a lot of my moves got their names. He'd be like, RVD with the jumping, spinning, 360-degree leg drop. And I'd be like, that is what I did.
Yeah.
Jumping, spinning, 360 leg drop, you know.
You nailed it, Joey.
He probably named the 5-star frog splash as well.
Wow, how about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you name the Van Daminator and Van Terminator, or was that him?
No, I did that.
You did that one. Okay. Good stuff. Nice question.
But I got the word Van Daminator. I got that from Chuck Zito.
Oh, nice.
Who's a friend of mine. If you don't know who Chuck Zito is, he knows a lot of the wrestlers, but legit badass OG. He was president of the Hells Angels, I think for like 20 years in somewhere in New York. I think New Rochelle, whatever. And also he was a bodyguard for like a ton of A-list celebrities, from Pam Anderson to Sean Penn to a bunch of people. Jean-Claude Van Damme. And him and Jean-Claude Van Damme got into it one time at Scores nightclub in New York, and Chuck Zito popped Jean-Claude, flipped him back over his seat, and after that he got like a big bump in fame. And he had a t-shirt that he gave me when I met him. We were both signing autographs in Providence, Rhode Island at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. I was there for GNC Stacker 2.
Yeah, I remember that.
Photogenic. And I was at their booth. And anyway, he came over with a girly magazine called called 10 or Perfect. Perfect 10 or Legs.
Perfect 10 legs.
I'm not sure what it was called actually, but anyway, there was an article on him in the magazine, and he gave that to me, and he signed it to me, and he also gave me a shirt that has a cartoon caricature of one guy getting punched out, and it said Van Daminator, and I was like, I love that, and I'm Van Damme, I should steal that.
Yes, that's great.
And Jean-Claude has used Van Daminator or Van Damination, or he's used some word of that before too. But yeah, that's when I applied that to my finishing move in 1996.
Dang, that's awesome. What a neat backstory to all that.
Yeah.
I think Chuck Zito actually is friends with my boxing teacher at the gym I go to.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, we saw him at UFC. And he's a badass, and he's an actor too. He was in Oz. I used to love Oz, but you got to be of a certain age to have caught that. But that was groundbreaking on HBO at home, seeing some of the stuff for the first time. They were, and he was well, at one point anyway, he's the boss of the Italians, but he's one of the Italian mobsters in there, and then he ends up making it to the top. Palumbo, something like that.
I gotta see that. Because I've seen
put that on your list. Put Oz on your list.
I'm on my list. Add that to the list. Hold on there. I got so much shit I gotta watch and read. Jem the Dawn asks, most difficult 5-star you hit. Token on that loud. He said.
Damn.
A difficult one that stands out to you that you had to hit.
Yeah. The first time I tried to do it off of the ladder, I didn't know the ladder would kick back. And I kicked with my feet, it went back, and I ate shit.
Oh.
Now learned quickly, it took one time.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck up, and then to learn to prepare for that. So that one. So like I remember when I wrestled Christian in that ladder match that everybody has seen a lot, where I put the ladder like over top of him, I think, and something. Oh, and I went from one ladder to the next when he pushed it over. I love working with Christian, but during that, I remember when I was like at the top, and I'm like RVD, and I wanted to really jump, but I was so afraid that the ladder wouldn't be able to handle the pressure from my legs pushing. So I feel like I kind of just, like I more or less just like dropped down into it like you have to. But I remember being disappointed because I really wanted to bam, because that's what I'm all about,
Yeah. Because it's a big visual when you do the 5-star.
Yeah.
So they kind of like close in and like trying to tighten it up a little bit.
Like even if once in a while I'll do it off the apron onto the floor, and when I do that, I'm jumping up as high as I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boom, and that's like I'm not gonna drop down, but got no choice when the ladder's not working with you.
Not working, right? Yeah. Frankie's got a good mafia question here. What's your favorite era of the mafia? And he says, do you know much about other groups like Colombians, Russians, street gangs, organized crime in Sicily? So do you have a favorite era of the mafia, Rob?
A favorite era. I don't know. I guess like when I come across like excuse me, that one got roachy. It's great for so long, and then it's not so great. I think like whenever I come across something that's more recent, it fascinates me a little more because it's like, oh wow, this is like really still going on. Like for instance, in Springfield, Massachusetts, like they recently busted a bunch of the Genovese crime family, and when I say recent, some of them like Aralata, and that was more in the early 2000s or whatever, but that's still to me it's relatable, and also I've seen some of those guys that are involved in that when I was there in Springfield. But I like the history of it, but I don't think necessarily there's a specific era. Probably, it's interesting in the 80s when before they took down the commission, or took down at least the commission at that time. That was an interesting time, and it seems like that kind of history is like hit upon, repeated a lot in documentaries and stuff. So that's always cool. Was there a second part to it? Oh no. Well, yeah, no, I don't know that much about other organized crime other than La Cosa Nostra and like a little bit in Sicily when it is the LCN, but when it comes to Chinese gangs and bikers and stuff, although it's kind of fascinating, I just don't know that much about it, and I've never like dove into it to absorb anything. So it's all pretty new to me as far as that goes.
Yeah, no, there's so much different ones that you hear about, but yeah, the La Cosa Nostra stuff is pretty fascinating, I think, too. And the movie stuff helps too when you're watching Scorsese or what have you.
Right.
So Rocket Party JD, this is not a super chat, but this is pretty funny. He says, in 1999, you gave me one of my funniest life moments when Guido slammed my buddy's head in the car door at Denny's in PA, and you made fun of Guido for 5 minutes straight, having us crying laughing. So appreciate you.
Okay.
And the car door. That's kind of funny.
Glad I could do that. Provide laughter. What am I having? Funny to you?
Hey, funny like a clown? How what kind of funny?
Dude, I'm looking forward to that Alto Nights or Nights from Alto, whatever.
Yeah, you got me hyped up for it too. After you're reading about it and stuff, and knowing that like the guy from Goodfellas wrote the script, wrote the thing, it's gonna be good stuff.
Yeah. He wrote Wise Guys, which is what Goodfellas came from, and he also wrote Casino. Nicholas Pileggi's He the Man. He the Man. Yeah.
Well, somebody else is the man. I did want to touch upon this before we ended. Was what do you think about? Did you hear Triple H is going into the WWE Hall of Fame?
Yes, I did. I did, man. I think that's awesome. I like that it is synchronized with his image getting an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, if this would have happened 15 years ago, I'm sure people would have cried, nepotism, and thought that, he ended up voting himself in and this and that. But now that he gets credit for single-handedly making the business better, and all these changes that he's getting accredited for, he's now, I think, seen in the best light that he ever has been in before. And I think he's vibing in the highest frequency that he ever has before. And I think that it's awesome that him being inducted into the Hall of Fame coincides with that. It's perfect.
I'm with you, Rob. I think what's a neat aspect of it all, too, is like Triple H is such a student of the game, not pun intended, but he's also like he has an appreciation for the business up and down when it comes to the ins and outs of it all. Like he likes NWA, even though like he was a WWE guy. And then you think about being trained by Killer Kowalski. And so he's like still keeps a foundation of the business in something that could, is such a big entity now. And he's the head honcho of it all. It's kind of neat to see. And I think it's just what you just said. It's good timing and everything like that. It's very appropriate. So Good stuff. Congrats to him. Maddie adds a comment here. He says RVD could have his own weed army. Don't F with stoners. So there you go.
There you go.
Cool, guys. What you should F with, though, is RVD420.com over there. You can get some special RVD glass made by our friends at Greek Glass out here in Pittsburgh. They're a great group of guys, and they do some really beautiful work. So you can go to RVD420.com, scoop up your own RVD kind of glass. And there's a lot of neat designs in here. As I've shown before, you can check that one out, this one out, that one, and plenty more. So RVD420.com. Be sure to go to 1tsport.com for some exclusive RVD merch. We got some good stuff there, from sweaters. Barbie, we don't have any dog sweaters yet. We should get some pet merch.
RVD.
And then you can also get the RVD beanie there too. So too damn cool. ECW style, old school ECW style. Check it out.
Cool, dude.
Yeah. It's been a good show, Rob.
Yes, sir. I'll be at WrestleCon in Indianapolis this weekend on Saturday.
Saturday. Go meet RVD in Indy. Should be a nice Royal Rumble is always one of my favorite events because it's just so fun. It gets you hyped up for WrestleMania, and you'll get hyped up with RVD there. So
Katie will be with me.
Heck yeah. Are you guys bringing Lovey too, or is
Nope.
Okay.
D's gonna watch Lovey and Barbie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, this has been fun. Thanks everybody for joining us. Be sure to like us on Spotify or iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. Help out the show. Be sure to subscribe to RVD's YouTube channel. And be sure to subscribe to rvdtv.com.
And as long as anybody wants to keep sending me their horrible experiences with the Hines crime family, a lot of it I've been doing on Facebook. That's because I think that's what they use.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, respond to them and message them. But, I'm using hashtag Hines crime family, hashtag dildo, and hashtag bad business Bobby. So when it comes time to collecting all of this stuff, when I need it, when I need to flush his head back down, I'll look for it under those hashtags and shit. There you go. But feel free to send it to me here, YouTube, Facebook,
whatever.
Twitter, whatever.
Yeah, do something.
Me your story. I'll put it in a bunch. A few people, I told them that I would call them, and I didn't get to call them yet. I probably still will, but again, I'm keeping the good stuff for it's just gonna progressively get worse for them if they try to continue to run their scam.
Don't mess with an honest John, and that's RVD.
And here's something for everybody to go out with. Think about this. Anybody that has so much beef with so many different random people, they're the problem. In my world, we don't beef with that many people. So the 1 or 2 people that I know that really do beef with a lot of people, they really stand out. And in their world, it's normal. They think everybody does, but they don't. How many wrestlers can you name that RVD has beef with? That, it's got to be out there in the public, right?
Yeah, nobody really.
No. And if I had issues in the past, then it was something settled we grew out of, whatever. I can't imagine having so many people and blaming them when you're the common denominator. Dildo went through a big list of all these people and had his excuse on every single one of them. Oh, Sabu. Oh, yeah. So he's an addict. He's hard to work with. Oh, RVD. He's selfish. He's into himself. That guy, all the way back since Bushwhacker Luke said he wasn't going to work with them, all the way through all the talents. Everything was cool with me too. I never had a problem until I had a problem, which was just those last 2 times, which again, June 23rd and August 23rd, for the record, I was shorted, and that's not counting what Dildo shorted me in Philly. But, Dildo, at least he's so stupid that you can almost understand why he does the things he does. But once you learn what a horrible person Bobby really is, then you understand, as I put it, that the demon doesn't fall far from the scarecrow tree.
Hell yeah. Nope. Buyer beware. All right, guys. This has been a fun one. And we'll tune in next week, probably Thursday-ish. Around that time, usually we go for, but we'll see what happens. But it's been a fun one, Rob. Thanks for doing it. And so we'll see you next time here on
Guys, thanks, Van Dam fam. See you in Indy.
See you guys in Indy. Royal Rumble, baby.